Hello, and welcome to Wannabe. Today, we're joined by the incredible Lirian Santos, a London-based Brazilian football freestyler and a powerhouse in content creation. With over 500,000 TikTok followers and Instagram followers and modeling gigs for brands like USA Pro and Nike, Lirian is revolutionizing how we see and engage with women's football. In this episode, we'll explore Lirian's entrepreneurial drive, which she credits to her parents who overcame discrimination to provide for their family. We'll also delve into her passion for freestyle football and her role in filling the significant gap of female content creators in the sport. From planning content days to embracing spontaneity, we'll get an insider's look at her creative process. Let's go. Who did you want to be before you became who you are today, and why?
So from very young, I've always had this entrepreneurial kind of mindset. I didn't know exactly what I wanted to do, but from young, I remember selling sweets with my sister, making 200 quid in 2 weeks, which
Nice.
For a kid, that's good.
That's a lot of
Do you
money.
know what I mean? I was gassed. I was like, oh, okay. And then things like that. And then during secondary school, I'd made plans to start a skincare company, something like that. Just, do you know what I mean? Just random things. I didn't end up doing it, but in my head, it was always I don't know what I want to do exactly, but I want to be successful.
Mm-hmm.
And that was the end goal. Failure was not an option. And I feel that mainly comes, I think, from seeing your parents work so hard. My parents originally from Brazil. I was born there as well, but I came here when I was 3. And, seeing your parents do have to take on jobs that aren't considered worthy, or jobs that people don't really think are considered, good
People
jobs.
would consider either low skill or
Exactly.
low wage jobs. Type
exactly.
thing.
So,
Yeah.
my mum was a cleaner for a very long time. There would be stories where she'd come back crying, and you see things like that. And for example, she also did babysitting. So one day a kid goes to her I don't want you to be my babysitter. I don't like your skin color, and says that. So imagine you seeing, yeah, exactly.
What?
I know,
Who taught
and this
them
is
that?
and this is what I'm saying. I know it's a little kid, but
Yeah.
that comes from your
come
parents
from
and stuff
somewhere.
like that. So seeing your parents go through things like that just to make sure you've got what you need. So for me, I never really knew what I wanted to do, but I knew I needed to be successful. And not because of, my motivation wasn't really the materialistic side of it. It was mainly look what my parents have done for me. It's my turn to give back.
Yeah.
And although a lot of people would come up to me yeah, but Lirian, you don't need to feel that pressure. And even my parents themselves, Lirian, don't worry, it's okay. But deep down, it's no, I want to do that. And I don't see it as a bad thing. It's good to kind of have a goal.
Yeah.
And if that goal is helping your parents, then what's wrong with that? Do you know what I mean? So yeah, I didn't have anything specific, but I was I got to do well somehow.
You are a Brazilian football freestyler.
Yeah.
And honest to God, until I found you and your content, I literally have no idea what that is.
I'm so dead.
It looks sick. We will probably do a montage at the beginning anyway of
Amazing.
all the great things that you do.
Mm-hmm.
But how would you describe Brazilian football freestyle, or even freestyle?
So I've always loved football.
Yeah.
And but in Brazil, it's very normal for people to play football in a kind of informal setting, right? You're just kind of 1v1s, having fun. It's not everyone goes and joins a team where you've got structure and you learn about formation, this, that. For me, even though I came here very young, I came when I was 3, I still had that mindset where we would just play football for fun. Do you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So I only started playing for a team, I think, when I was 17. So I played for Dulwich Hamlet. That was the first time I kind of had that structure side to football. And it was fun. I really did enjoy it. But I also found it very limiting. So when I play football, I like being creative, right? So I like doing skills and this. And that comes from the Brazilian side, skillful, whatnot. And so yeah, I was playing for a team and I enjoyed it. But I also found English football is so kind of strict. It's if you do anything outside of what the coach wants you to do, it's you're doing too much, release the ball, release it. You're doing too much, keep it simple. And it's
I didn't know that.
Yeah, it is. And I realised that. So I'm here playing and I'm okay, I'm finding this fun because obviously I love football, but it's actually taking away the fun of football.
It's limiting you in some way.
Yeah, because I used to whenever I think of football, I'm super happy. But I remember going to train and thinking, yeah, this is fun, but why can't I do the skills I want? So I stuck to it, still love it, whatnot. Lockdown happened. And
big thing.
Yeah, a lot of people, you know, started doing what they loved and started even discovering new passions and stuff like that. Because, you know, we couldn't train as a team, a lot of people doing a lot of solo sports. And I remember looking online and I literally just came across a couple of videos and thinking, oh, what's that? Like, they're doing like loads of skills. That's what I love doing. Like, do you know what I mean? Maybe I should try to do something like that. So then I thought, look, there's a lot of men doing this. I've seen maybe like one girl in the UK, maybe two. And I thought, you know what? There's a little niche here. Let me just see, you know, I'm going to try and do some skills. If I can learn some stuff, then I'll film it. And if it does well, great. Started really falling in love with it. Had a lot of time on my hands, obviously, like a lot of time. So I was just, even in the garden, practicing. Started to learn some skills. And I was like, okay, it's not as hard as I thought it'd be. Let me start posting. And then I started posting it online. And a couple of videos started to, like, you know, blow up. And I was like, you know what? My aim through the videos is to basically bring that kind of happiness into football again, because I know football can actually be quite toxic. A lot of people, you know, they get into teams, then they get dropped, they don't know what to do. Their whole life they've planned to be a footballer. Yeah. So like, it's to show as well, look, you don't need to be a professional footballer. You can still enjoy the sport in a different way. But yeah, the kind of like skillful, happy football vibe, I want to put that all into the videos, and that's how it happened during lockdown, basically.
And it took off, basically.
And it became a full-time job, which is crazy.
Which is wild, because what would your day-to-day look like? I mean, obviously you're content creating, so but yeah, what is the ritual, what is the routine?
I won't lie to you, it's not like I don't go every day 9 to 5 filming videos, because that does get draining. And I love what I do so much that I would hate for it to become like a chore. Do you know what I mean? So like I'll plan days for content, and I'll be honest, I'm not a very organized person. So I wouldn't say that, you know, I write everything down and that's exactly what I'm going to film, because I actually find that sometimes the spontaneous content actually performs better. You should be a little bit organized just to know what you're going to film, but at the same time, don't like try and make it into like some corporate 9 to 5 where you've got to like, right, do you know what I mean? Like, chill, go film, see where the vibe takes you. And like, that's how I like filming my content, to be completely honest.
I'm guessing it's a mix of you're posting content in the hopes that the content then leads to deals or partnerships or whatever. So I'm guessing like this, when you're saying it's part of the job, it's part of the job that's like necessary to lead to the paid stuff,
100%.
Essentially.
Yeah. Obviously, I do it for the love of it, but at the same time, you've got to pay your bills. Do you know what I mean? So you can't be a hypocrite. Yeah, you got to do what you love, but you got to make some mullah as well. Yeah. So essentially, you've got to keep up with the content, because that's how you get your partnerships. That's how you get your, you know, paid posts and whatnot. You
mentioned, you know, that when you started out, you only found like 1 or 2 people. It's not to say that there were only 1 or 2, but it's just kind of what you could see and what was available to you at the time. Like, has that changed at all? And then 2, in terms of your collaborations, are you also actively seeking out like other girls and women to do this with? Like, has that become easier in the last, I guess, 3 years, because the pandemic was 2020 when you started?
I've seen way more, 100%. But even if it's just like getting into football in general, or like content, like football content creation, there's girls that do, you know, them playing FIFA, stuff like that. There's a lot more than, you know, like you said, 3 years ago. I remember growing up, like, I knew I could play football. My parents were always super, you know, open to it. But it was never like I could do it as a profession type of thing. Like, yeah, you can do it for fun and you can, you know, join a team or whatnot. But this whole representation thing is actually so important, because you know, like I was saying, I was very ambitious from very young and I wanted to do well. But also I wanted to do what I loved. But when you're growing up and you don't see anyone that kind of does that, or like, honestly, the only player I remember is Mata, which was a Brazilian football player. Great. But like, other than that, I didn't know any other players. So it was a thing where it's like, I can do this for fun, 100%. But like, I can't become a football player. That doesn't exist. That job role isn't even a thing. So like, do you know what I mean? Like, how can I do something that doesn't exist? I remember that was one of the reasons actually as well. I like joined the team so late, because, you know, I always feel like, oh, maybe if I had joined earlier, maybe I would have gone a different path. And I'm super happy with, you know, the path I've taken now, because it's still I've always still come back to football, which is the main thing, like, which I love. But it's so interesting. It really did show me how important representation is. It's so crazy. Like, you see it, so you're like, oh, I want to be like this person because they've achieved this. But if you know, young girls don't have that, how can you aim for that when you've not seen it?
Like, now that you're in it and you're kind of in the throes and in the mix of like treating it as a content creation as the kind of the job part of it, doing what you love and what you're clearly very talented and good at, like, where would you like to see it go next? Like,
hopefully I'm doing a bit of that now, but I do want to inspire more girls, more people to get into sport, okay? Regardless of, like I was saying, if that's professional, if it's amateur football, if it's for fun, just fall in love with it, because it's so, honestly, so good for you, for your mental health, for everything. So that's what I want to do. And ideally free content, but I'd like to think I'm trying to do that now. I remember I was talking to my agent, I want to do like a little documentary, like going around different countries and trying to inspire people through sport as well. So like, I don't know, maybe a Lirian Santos documentary, going to different countries that are very football centric, getting them involved and like helping the community through sport. That's something I've always thought about, which would be amazing.
that sounds cool.
I think
I'd watch it.
You watch it?
I would,
I'm gonna do it.
This is year 3 or coming on to the end of your year 3 in doing this. Like, how are you finding out like what skills to do, practice, learn? Are there like trends that suddenly someone's like unlocked this like skill level and you're like, ooh, that's the next wave, let's all try and do this? Are there challenges? Like, how does it all work, and how do you personally go about like bringing something new and bringing new energy, bringing new vibes to it? Like, how does that work?
I guess there are trends. With freestyle, obviously you can teach yourself new skills and stuff, but there's only so much you can do. Like, do you know what I mean? What do you want to see me do? Like jumping off a building doing kick-outs? It gets to a point where it's like, okay, I've done this skill, I'm going to try and learn this. This is cool or whatnot. But I feel like I started getting more into just football content creation in general. Anything football related, I was there. Do you know what I mean? Because I think it opens more of like, I don't know, more options for content that you can put out. So yeah, I still like try and learn new skills and stuff like that. But I also try and do like other videos, like random, doing kick-ups with a lime or like a lemon, something like that. Something different, but still always football related, right? Yeah. There's another thing in Brazil called altinha, which is like a sport where basically you've got 4 people and you keep the ball up and they just add crazy skills. And it's not considered freestyling, it's a whole different sport, but I find myself like doing a lot of that as well. It's just anything football related. I love filming, do you know what I mean? So I just try and switch it up each time because I don't want the content to get boring. Yeah. So that's why I don't know if I'd still call myself like a freestyler now. I'd say like, I do a bit of freestyle here, try and do some different football content. Yeah.
Totally makes sense. I think keeping it nice and broad.
Yeah.
As a content marketer in my mind, I'm like, yes, you want like the big picture and then you can also niche
down.
You
can do a bit into,
Yeah, and like it helps to have a niche because people are like, oh, that's what she does.
Yeah.
So we know. And then it's like, actually, we can see that she does more.
Yeah.
And that actually is a massive selling point it means it opens up the doors because I mean, I've seen you do presenting. I've seen some of these like football interviews that you do with other people.
Yeah,
so
that
it's
as
like
well, football.
Yeah, and it's all within the kind of same sphere. It doesn't feel out of place or like, oh, why is she doing that all of a sudden?
Yeah, I want to do a bit of everything. Like I said, I've literally have so many plans that I want to do. So like, just narrowing it down to freestyle is like, it's cool, but like I also like doing a bit of this and a bit of that.
What are you working on getting better at right now? Like, what is the thing that you're like, okay, I love what I'm doing. I'm doing good. Things are going well.
Yeah.
But this one thing I want to fix, like, or I want to improve, get better at, like, what's that? What is that thing?
Probably doing things when I don't feel like it. To me, like, I need to work on that because sometimes I'm like, you know what? I'm just not in the mood and I won't do it. And it's like 100% it's important to take a break when you need it. But like you can get yourself in a little cycle where you're just like, oh, I really can't bother. No, you've got to push yourself. I think not even that long ago, I was just like, I'm not feeling motivated. I don't want to go out and film. And super valid. I know it's valid. But sometimes you just have to push yourself because then once you're there filming, you're like, why did I stop? Do you know what I mean? So like Probably just a bit more discipline. I don't know why, but it works for me. If I've got like a mate that I can literally be like, we're getting content next week, I will not cancel. I will 100% do it. But if it's down to myself, like exactly that helps me so much. Like even gym, I've got a friend and she'll be like, gym today at whatever time. I'm like, yeah, let's do it. If it was by myself, I would not be going. So like, that's just me being honest. I don't know why, but I work like that. So like when I am with someone that's doing something similar and they're trying to push me, I'm pushing them. I will be the most motivated person. Like they're doing another set. I'm like, one more, come on, let's go. But if I was by myself, I don't know. So like even with content, if I've got a friend, I can be like, should we film content on this day? We'll get these videos, and they agree. I'm there. I'm not cancelling. I'm doing it. So I think I just need.
You need a buddy.
Yeah, I need a little buddy. Yeah, I don't know if that's good. Like,
no, it's actually really like it's a tried and tested methodology. Like loads of people, even in business, like have accountability partners who just kind of just say like, hey, you said you were going to do this thing. Have you done it?
Yeah.
And it's like I was expecting you to do this, or like a deadline, like having a deadline, like knowing that someone else is relying on you.
Exactly.
Sometimes is just the motivation.
It's such a weird thing. I hate with my whole heart being told what to do. Like in school, I used to struggle with that. Like, why are you telling me what to do? Like, you're not my mom. Like, but at the same time, it's not having someone telling you. It's just having someone kind of keeping you like accountable. It's basically that.
From talking to you, even in the initial part of our chat, like being successful also means like you're not wanting really for anything, and you can cover yourself. And
100%.
Do you feel like you're on that path, or you're already there now? Like, is there still steps to climb in terms of building sustainability from the career path that you're on?
To be fair, like, I'm honestly really, really grateful for like where I'm at right now. 100%. I feel like it's human nature to always kind of want more. Yeah. And although
we all want more.
Yeah. Although it's relatively healthy to set new goals and stuff like that. I think it's amazing. I also do. I've learned the hard way actually to just stop and appreciate everything you've done. Do you know what I mean? I'm happy where I'm at right now, 100%. But
perfect.
Obviously, I set new goals every year, which is it's important to also have. But yeah, I think like in terms of the sustainability thing that you were saying, and like, yeah, I'm happy where I'm at right now.
What is the best advice you've ever received, and what is the worst advice you've ever received?
Oh my gosh. Okay, best advice, obviously, Mumsy. Come on, shout out Mum. She always tells me to do things first and then talk about it, rather than the other way around, right? So you're just gassing it up like, I'm going to do this, that, and tell everyone your plans, and then it might not happen and you're looking like a bit silly. Do you know what I mean? So she always taught me to like be really ambitious, be excited, for your future plans. But like, do it first, be kind of sure of it, and then talk to people about it. Like, not even in a gloating way, more like a motivational way. Like, yeah, I've done this and whatnot. So probably that. She's very much like, got to be careful with who you tell. You never know who's got like bad intentions towards you. Do you know what I mean? Stuff like that. So probably, yeah, I'm probably going to say Mumsy's advice. And the worst advice, I've heard this and I just know it's not happened to me, but like, I know that just would be really bad advice. Any press is good press, something like that?
All press is good press.
Or something like that.
Yeah.
That to me, I don't rate at all. Like, just the way I am, I would not be able to like have people just chatting about me in like bad
any
ways.
Kind of
Do
way.
You know what I mean? In any kind of way. Like, you build, like you kind of work hard for your stuff, and to have anyone just ruin your reputation like that, just that, like, nothing bad has happened, thankfully. But like, I guess that's bad advice. I've heard that from some people, and I'm thinking, really? Would you actually like apply
reality,
that in your real life, like in your own life? That's a piece of bad advice, I guess.
That is really good bad advice, because I agree.
It's really good.
It's bad advice because I agree. But like, no, I agree with you. I do not believe all press is good, especially in this social media age. Like, no, it is not.
It is really
like it's next level now. Like, there were paparazzi days where you had to be important enough to land in a paper and to get bad press, and then the news cycle moves on. Like, social media,
you can get cancelled like that.
The cancelling is so swift and and like, people just be on. Like, you don't even have to do anything bad, and people say horrible stuff. Like,
you bat an eyelid and you're done. You're cancelled.
Like, why is her face like that? Why she look so wretched? And you're just like, So I just blinked. Like,
yeah, literally. Oh, but you blinked in the wrong way.
like, no, the internet's too rough.
Yeah, I'm not built for that,
No,
man. Like, obviously, you
you.
get like these comments sometimes, and you like ignore it, but like, nah, none of that bad press stuff. I can't deal with that.
Fair enough. Thank you so much, Lirian.
No,
I
thank you for
have
having
really
me.
enjoyed speaking with you. You've just been such a delight. You've just been smiling the whole time,
Oh,
and that
thank you. You
makes these
too.
so much easier to do.
Oh, appreciate it.
So thank you so much. And that's a wrap. If you know someone that would benefit from the knowledge and wisdom shared in this episode, please do share it with them now. To keep up with Wanna Be, follow us along on your favourite podcast player or app, or follow at Content is Queen HQ on Instagram for the latest updates and episode releases. Until next time, bye.